Hello and welcome to Community with me, Melissa Sandfield. I am here and I have two authors in the building. First, I have a beautiful young lady that happens to share the love of Toastmasters with me, and I'm following in her steps. I'm right behind her. I'm going to introduce Mrs. Megan Fox.
Hello there. How are you, Melissa?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great, Melissa the Great.
Oh, they didn't know about that. I am so glad that you're here. We met during Toastmasters.
Yes.
Shenanigans.
Yes.
We're over there with the Toastmasters, sharing that experience with the rest of the world. A lot of people are into Toastmasters.
Yes.
And it just so happens that I'm following in your footsteps because you were the C1 area governor last year.
That's
and
right.
This year, I'm the C1 area director.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a lot of hard work. And so this is Megan Fox, DTM,
Yes.
Distinguished Toastmaster.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm trying to get there. Give us a little bit of background. I see that you have at least 10 or 15 jobs or job titles. So tell us all about your background and what brings you here today.
Well, my first and foremost job is an educator. That is my true love, education. I started off teaching second grade, and when I taught second grade, I noticed that kids could multiply easily by twos, fives, and tens, and so through teaching children I developed a multiplication program.
Oh,
so
cool.
I was able to coalesce my two true loves, which is education and music, to create a program which is called the Multiplication Nation program. So that's my background in education. Actually, after I only taught for 4 years, so I taught second grade for 4 years, and I was pulled out of the classroom, and that's what they do to like good teachers. They pull them out of the classroom, and I became a literacy coach, and I was a literacy coach for 11 years. And so what you do is you help and you support teachers teach reading.
Right.
So people think literacy coach is that tutoring for kids, but it's not. It's really like more working with adults and teachers.
Okay.
And so that's what I did for most of my career. They cut the position, then I got another position, and now I'm back to being a literacy coach.
Really?
Yes.
And you love it.
And I do. I absolutely love it. It's just like I take information and I distribute it and I spin it and turn it into a way that it's easier to digest.
Right.
And that's what I do with my business. With my business, I create educational concepts. So multiplication was one concept I created. And I create characters, I write songs, and so Multiplication Nation is actually like music based. It teaches children how to skip count, and if children just knew how to skip count, they would be able to multiply and divide with ease. And in the school systems, they teach them how to skip count by twos, fives, and tens, but nothing else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we need to do threes,
Fours, all the way to 12s.
all the way to 12.
I hear in Asia, their children know how to multiply up to 15s, and it makes it easier for them, I think, when they get into calculus. So that's something maybe I need to extend that to the 15 times tables.
Did you bring one of these for me tonight? Because I have a child and I am horrible in math. So I'm definitely going to need one of these programs, and I'm going to I'm very sure, need some help because I'm no good in math. I can read and I can write and I can spell, but I'm no good in math.
Have no fear. Multiplication Nation will get you back on track, Melissa, too.
Really? That is wonderful. So give me the website to find Multiplication Nation.
If you want to find Multiplication Nation, you can go to 25dreamsinc.com. That's 25dreamsinc.com. Or you can go to 25dreamsmedia.com. That's 25dreamsmedia.com.
And I see that there's a multitude of things here. The Multiplication Nation CD, counting strips, Multiplication Nation practice and assessment workbook.
Yes.
So you can actually see how they're doing.
Yes.
Sing Along DVD,
Yes.
Quick Start Guide,
Yes.
Tabletop Helper.
Yep.
And you thought of all this yourself?
I did. It started with just a single
Wow.
concept, which was the music. That's what it started with. And since I was in education and I knew people in education, I would go to the people I knew and I would say, I have a CD that teaches kids how to multiply. And they said, well, do you have a workbook to go with it?
Right.
Do you have an assessment to show their progress and their gain? And so then I just began creating additional pieces to go with it until I had a complete program that I could market to schools.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the 6. She's sort of sexy. She's right here. I would want to be the 6. Right here. Where is the camera? She's so cute.
Yeah.
They're all really cute. And it makes it relatable for the children. Like, oh, I can relate to the 2. Like, I would relate to the 6.
Absolutely.
But she has what I wish I had.
Absolutely.
And so we say you go out and you do workshops. So how is that?
The workshops I do private workshops, but for schools, most of the times what I do is I go out and I teach teachers how to teach their children, and then I can reach more children like that.
Oh, yes.
Or I can go out and do an assembly where I show a large group of kids how you can multiply in minutes, and I do it for parents, just so our kids, so people, you know, when I work with a child, I touch one child.
Right.
When I work with a teacher, I can touch 32 children.
yes.
So I really like working with an adult, and that's what I've done for most of my career. I like working with adults more, giving them all of the tools that they need to support and teach children. And when I work with adults, I feel like I'm reaching a broader range of children.
Oh, cool. Okay, so this is just one thing that you do. Okay, because here it says educator, educational consultant, curriculum developer, workshop developer, workshop leader, songwriter, speaker, author, concept developer of all things educationally entertaining.
So with the Multiplication Nation, that's where I did the songwriting. That's where I do my educational consulting, where I go out to schools and I consult with the schools about how they can get their children back on track in multiplication, developing that curriculum. That's curriculum I developed, and conducting workshops. I developed workshops. That's what I did basically all my career as a literacy coach. But I am also a speaker. I am also an author. I am here to talk about my new book entitled Red Flags, Purple Ribbons, An Intimate Partner Abuse Prevention Guide. This book is geared towards young women and teens. It's abuse prevention, preventing young people from entering abusive relationships. It talks about the types of abuse, the signs of abusers, and it gives the reader some tips on living their life free of abuse. And this is very important. It's the prevention of domestic violence, but young people need to know the signs so that they don't get involved with people who are abusive, and then they end up getting hurt or they die. People die in abusive relationships. People actually die. So we want to prevent that.
I see here number 4 on page 26 says the caged bird, and then in parentheses there's the word isolation.
Yeah. A lot of times what abusers do is they isolate their victims. They cut them off from their family. They cut them off from their friends. And so pretty soon you aren't dealing with anybody but your abuser. That's it. You don't talk to your friends anymore. You don't hear from your family. And what they do is they start ridiculing everyone around you, making it seem like there's something wrong with every single person around you so that you can just be under their wing.
Right.
Yes.
And I know because I signed up on Eventbrite.
Yes.
Where did I sign up? Did I sign up on Eventbrite?
You did. redflagspurpleribbons.eventbrite.com.
Yes. So I know that you have a book signing coming up. So tell everyone else about it, because I know I've already paid my money.
On October 24th, it's going to be an abuse awareness and book signing event. It's going to be a nice event. We're going to have some spoken word artists come out. We'll have speakers talking about domestic violence, and I say speakers, not victims. These are survivors, people who were in abusive relationships and made it out safely with a sound mind. And then after that, I'll have my book signing event. We'll have a band, and there'll be food there, and anyone who registered gets a copy of the book.
Okay. Well, I'm excited about that. As soon as I saw your invite, I was like, I have to go. I have to support Megan because she's
Thank
doing
you.
so many great things in our community and bringing so much awareness to
Yes.
so many things that we need to be
Yes.
brought aware of.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you about the Multiplication Nation.
Okay.
Just one more question.
Okay.
I read here that we can set up an assembly with our child's school.
Yes.
Oh, and how does that work?
What we can do is, what I can do is I can come out. They have to pay a fee, of
Okay.
course, but the school can contact me and I come out and I can do 2 assemblies,
Okay.
depending on the spacing there. And what we do is basically, what I do is basically, I show them how you can multiply in a matter of minutes. So there really shouldn't be a problem in the world with multiplication because I know how to solve it in a matter of minutes.
Right.
But it's a problem. It's a problem with our 6th graders. It's a problem with our 9th graders.
Okay.
And children are to learn their multiplication tables by grade 3. If they don't, their academic careers begin to suffer from grade 3 on. That's 8 years old. From 8 years old and beyond, you're going to have problems in your math life forever if you don't learn how to multiply. When kids get to middle school, teachers say they can't do algebra, but it's not really an algebra thing. It's really a multiplication thing. Because if they have a 10-step problem and 2 of the steps are multiplication and they can't get a simple basic multiplication problem, how can they get through the 10 steps?
Right.
So we come out and we show them how with one multiplication table, we usually do the 12s, and we show you how you can multiply by 12s quickly and easily, and I get the adults involved.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can also learn and see how easy it is for them to learn the skip counting sequence, and then I teach them how to apply the skip counting methodology to the song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we might have to do a fundraiser because I'm PTA vice president, or PTO. It was
Yay.
PTA 25 years ago when my other child was small, but we may have to do that. It seems like it's going to be a great thing to do. And how long have you had the program?
Oh gosh, since 2009.
Oh wow,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
We're at that quarter mark, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about Taste of Soul. Guess who's going to be there?
That's
We'll be
me.
right back.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
We are back in the community, and I suggest that you put the children away because we're about to go there. Megan has a booth that will be at Taste of Soul on October 17th. It's on Crenshaw between King and Coliseum, because the metro's coming through, so they've shortened it to through King and Coliseum on Crenshaw. And she has a booth, and this is the postcard for the booth. This is what it's going to look like. And Megan, tell me all about, and I'm going to say it, I've never said these words on this show before. Bad bitches. Tell me all about it. Bad Bitch University.
Okay. I usually give a little disclaimer before I start talking about Bad Bitch University. I know it sounds like a negative, but it's really actually a positive. So we hear the term bad bitch, bad bitches in music all the time, but I wanted to take something that is seemingly a negative and make it into a positive. So my brand, Bad Bitch University, is a character brand. I've developed these characters. They're cute little female dogs, a bitch. They're literally a bitch. And I took the word bad bitches and I came up with an acrostic for it. And it means beautiful, ambitious dreamers building independence through courage while honing and exuding sex appeal. So that's what a bad bitch is. It's actually something positive. If you call me a bad bitch, I would just say, yes, I am a beautiful, ambitious dreamer building independence through courage while honing and exuding sex appeal. And this is what you'll see, and this is what I'll be selling at the Taste of Soul. Bad Bitch University is also an educational component, an educational brand, because this is my way of educating women on empowerment and being independent, being ambitious, being a dreamer. We'll be talking about topics of entrepreneurship as the brand grows, as time goes on. But what I've done is I've created 3 characters thus far: beauty, ambition, and dream. I'll have bookmarks for each of them. Each of these things are qualities that make you a bad bitch. Beauty, which is something that's born from within, makes you a bad bitch. If you have ambition, you're a bad bitch. If you're brave enough and have enough courage to dream, that makes you a bad bitch. So we have 3 characters so far: beautiful, beauty, ambition, and dream, and there are more to come.
Wow. I like. So where will you be located on, you know what I mean, like right side,
And
left
the
side?
Taste of Soul, at the Taste of Soul, we'll be right in front of the Crenshaw Square area. So
where
it's
Denny's
between
is?
no, okay, so it's before that. Denny's, the street that Denny's is on is Coliseum.
Yes.
And between Coliseum and 39th is the block that we'll be on, right to the left of the Sentinel, the LA Sentinel.
Oh, okay,
There's
I know
a
where
big
that is.
area, has the Crenshaw Square, and we're right in front of the Crenshaw Square. So at my booth, I will be selling a lot of bad bitch, paraphernalia, postcards, bookmarks, and things like that, T-shirts. But my Multiplication Nation, because I felt like Multiplication Nation doesn't really gel with the bad bitches.
Oh no, unless the bad bitch needs to learn how to multiply.
Yeah, because they might.
I need to learn how to multiply.
But the Multiplication Nation products are going to be sold at our other booth at Lofton Productions.
Okay.
So Thomas Lofton is also an educator.
Okay.
So he educates the youth on lowriders. He was one of the first people to sell lowrider overseas. He has a lot of history in that industry and classic cars. So he does courses and educational classes teaching the youth about entrepreneurship through the classic cars.
Okay.
So he'll be doing more of the educational piece, and so Multiplication Nation will be over there with Thomas Lofton, Thomas T.J. Lofton, and I'll take care of the bad bitches on my end.
Hey. Well, that's what it is. So October 17th, 2015 is a Saturday.
Yes.
What are the hours for the Taste of Soul?
The Taste of Soul hours is 10 to 7.
10 to 7.
10 to 7 p.m., and we have to get there pretty early.
Is this your first time
This
going
is
to Taste of
actually
Soul?
my first time going to the Taste of Soul. I had thought about vending every year for the last 3 years. From the time that I came up with this concept, I thought about vending and I just never did it. But I just felt like now this is a perfect place to launch the Bad Bitch University brand. Yes.
That sounds good. I want to know, between the book, between writing and making Multiplication Nation, And then also creating Bad Bitches.
Yes.
When do you have time for you? Like, or do you have something else on the horizon? Should we look for more things in the future from you? Or are you going to just focus on these things, which actually isn't everything that you do, I know.
No. How do I say this? When it comes to, like, I am extremely creative on another level, so there's always something coming into my brain, something, like I said, something that's a gift from God.
Right.
Creativity is a gift from God, so he's putting these things in me, even the bad bitches. He's putting this in me so that I can educate people on different areas. But I have another project coming up. This is Multiplication Nation,
Okay.
and so the next music project will be Grammar Nation.
Okay.
So that's coming up soon.
I think I read that in your bio that Grammar Nation is coming, Numeral Island.
Numeral Island is the stage play. So with Multiplication Nation, what I've done is I've created a treatment for a stage play. So it's very cute. I don't want to say it on air because it's not totally protected.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's a very cute educational stage play where students can learn to multiply by going to a stage play.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Well, that's great. I had a question, and I think the question was, where do you get your inspiration? What inspires you to do all of these things? Like, where's it come from?
Let me tell you, when I was single with no kids and lots of money, I did not have a single idea in the world, okay? I would tell my girlfriend I had over $100,000 in available credit that I could have used to fund a business, make a movie, and did not have a single idea. Can you believe that?
Wow.
It wasn't until my daughter was born, Madison, that I got all these ideas for books. The books is not even a part of what's here. That was the initial thing that started my research and started me moving forward. I always say she's the one who brought me my destiny, because it was because of her that all of these other things came into play. And my son, I had an issue with my son when he was born, but when everything happened with him, it was the first time in my life that I ever tried faith. And when I saw that faith works, I felt so powerful. So my children, I have to say, one brought me my destiny and one gave me the faith to pursue it. And now my inspiration is just proving to them that dreams do come true. That's my inspiration. Like, I have to keep going so that they know, yeah, dreams do come true. My mom, I saw her laugh. I saw her cry. I saw how hard she worked. I saw when it didn't work out. I saw when it looked like it wasn't going to work out. Then I saw something great happen. It's just, my inspiration is like, I have to prove to them that dreams do come true.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a great trait to pass on.
Yeah.
Because if you have faith and hope,
Yes.
and you have a destiny, then
Yeah.
you can pass it on to your children.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if you're sitting around, you're like, I don't want to do anything, and
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how we're going to eat tomorrow. Instead of
Yeah.
getting up and
Yeah.
taking action and doing something about it, it makes
Yes.
all the difference. And we
Yes.
instill that in our children, and it gives them something to look forward
That's
to.
right. That's right.
Okay, so give us your websites,
Okay.
all of your information. Where
Yeah.
can we find you besides Taste of Soul on the 17th? I'll be there. I'm going to check you out.
Okay, so if you want more information about Bad Bitch University, you can simply go to badbitchuniversity.com. That's BADBITCHUNIVERSITY.com if you want more information about Bad Bitch University. If you want more information about my company, 25 Dreams Media, you can go to 25dreamsmedia.com, 25dreamsmedia.com. If you want information about Multiplication Nation, you can go to 25dreamsinc.com, 25dreamsinc.com. And lastly, my book, Red Flags, Purple Ribbons, is something that was born out of my nonprofit, the 25 Dream Campaign. We didn't really talk about that, but if you want more information on my nonprofit, you can go to the 25dreamcampaign.org. That's THE25DREAMCAMPAIGN.org. And that's for more information about my nonprofit
Well, give
organization.
me a little bit of info on the 25 Dreams campaign.
Okay. The 25 Dream Campaign is the commitment to live your life to achieve 25 dreams. I didn't get to tell the 25 Dreams story, but it's the commitment to live your life to achieve 25 dreams. And you do this through education. It can be education in school, or it can be self-improvement education. But what I do is I give out information. I go out and I speak to the youth about intimate partner abuse prevention, making sure they know their multiplication table so we can help build pilots and engineers, and teaching them about entrepreneurship and classic cars so that they have a way, if they're not going to college, what is it that they can do in order to have a great life. So we just educate the youth on different areas in life that we think is essential for them to live a life full and rich and free of abuse.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's all sounds great to me. So I'm going to say thank you for coming.
Yes.
And anytime you have anything going on, you're welcome to come back
Thank you
and
so
visit
much.
with us. With everything going on, I know you're going to stay busy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The book signing, I'm sure, will be a success. I'll be
Yes.
there for that.
Thank you for your support.
And I'm going to try to get our children at Cowan Elementary to sign up for
Very good.
Multiplication Nation.
Very good. They'll love it.
Yes.
And so will the adults.
I'm so glad you came. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed myself, and congratulations to you and your show and being on air for 2 years.
Yes.
Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you.
And you keep it going, because we need more of you around in our community.
Thank you. Sounds like she just wrote that. All right. Well, thank you, Megan. I'm so glad you came in. We
Thank you.
are friends and friends for life. We'll see you in a few minutes. We'll be back with another great author.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
As promised, I am back with another author, and he just happens to be one of my Toastmaster buddies too, from Culver City Toastmasters. He's been saying every week, I'm going to come to your show, I'm going to come to your show. And finally, he's here. Elvis is in the building. Elvis Prince Tonya.
Yes, Melissa, thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, we're in Toastmasters, and you're a great speaker. That I know. I've
Thank
seen
you.
you speak. Even for table topics, you like blow everybody out of the water.
Thank
you
you.
always win when you do table topics. But what brings you to Community with Me today?
Today, I just want to share lots of things that I come to experience being here in America. And one of those things being my personal transformation. So that's one thing that I want to share. I want to share also how I came about to write a book, and
Here it
which
is.
which is about some of the simple principles that I've come to experience and understand that can take anybody, and I say anybody, from where they are to where they want to go. And that's what really changed my life. I want to begin first by saying the person that I am today, it's quite different from the person that I was many years ago. I grew up in the very tiny place, tiny village, and then with the very limiting mindset. So not only we were really poor in the proper sense of the term, but also the way of thinking was so narrowed and limited that kids from my village, when they go to school, they know that they're going to become farmers after maybe sixth grade, the equivalent of sixth grade here. So there is not much hope or anything or vision in the village. And I was lucky that I persevered. Even though going to school, I never had enough school supplies. So I persevered. And finally, in the later life, I found myself in the United States. And it changed my life forever.
How so?
How so? I developed when I was growing up this complex, this inferiority complex. Because in the village we were so poor. Actually, I lived with my grandmother. Because my parents could not afford to raise me in the city. They sent me to live with my grandmother. And my grandmother was handicapped. In the village, people live by subsistence farming. So you go and cultivate your little food and you eat it.
Right.
So my grandmother, being handicapped, she could not really do much. So we always found ourselves lacking food. I remember spending days without a single meal. So with that, I kind of saw myself as inferior to many other people, and it became like a disease. So I was not only shy, not only timid, but it was beyond those things. Then I could not even speak in school, in class. So I was that sort of person who would never talk in class. So I grew up like that until I was adult. But when I came to America, I started to understand that this is the land of opportunity. This is one of the greatest country on earth. So there's got to be something that makes it great.
Yes.
And I started questioning myself in many ways. How do people become better and successful in life? And I took on reading. I did voracious reading. I was reading all the time. Even today, I still read every single day. So with reading, I started to understand things. I started to learn about stories of people who were born out of poverty themselves, even though they were still in America. And then they went on to become successful in whatever they chose to, to pursue.
Right.
I thought, this could be like me. If they have accomplished that,
Right.
that means anybody can accomplish something like that. So with that shift in mindset, my brain was reprogramming the way that I've lived my life. My belief system were changing with understanding that people can go from 0 to 10. So with that, I started to find my voice. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of story. I was taking some class, English class, SMC. I never talk in class, never respond to any question. My English teacher said, Elvis, participation counts for your overall grade. It didn't bother me. But one day, we were doing a poetry, and she wanted me to read a poem. I started to transpire because that's something that I don't do. But eventually I got to start reading it. And I have to assure you that I finished the whole poem without understanding the single thing because I was so nervous of doing it. And after I finished reading, she told me, Elvis, you should read more often. it jolts something inside of me. I don't know if she meant it by saying,
Right.
you were bad, you have to read more often to get better.
Right.
But I took it in a positive way that, oh, you were good. You should, I took it in a positive way.
Right.
And that's how everything changed for me. I thought, man, maybe I could have a voice. Maybe my voice, because not only I was shy, but also
Right.
English not being my language,
Right.
it was even difficult to be able to express myself in front of people. So, but with that phrase that my English teacher told me, that you could read more often, you should read more often, it changed everything. So then I thought maybe I'm good at this. I could, yes, and that's how little by little, I start to build that self-confidence in me, and with my continuous reading, and I thought maybe I should make that even better by joining a place where people learn how to express themselves, and that's how I discovered Toastmasters. I discovered Toastmasters just to be able to build self-confidence, be able to talk in front of people. But then, with that, it changed. It took me to another direction. I learned how to confidently stay in front of people, not only in front of the people that I'm familiar with, but also in front of strangers. In fact, I have been speaking now. I am a motivational speaker now, speaking in front of thousands. I mean, recently I spoke at the Toyota College.
Wow.
With about 1,000 students there. So you can see that being in America, I'm a different person from the one.
Yeah, because I'm not even interviewing him. He's doing everything himself. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
So how long have you been in America?
I've been in America for 15 years. Yeah,
and so
it's a long time.
when you came here, did you know a soul, or did you didn't know anyone?
Yeah, no, I do have my aunt in Washington D.C. She lived there. She's the one who actually made me come to the United States. I'm so thankful for, appreciative for everything she done for me, because she changed completely my life. Not only my life, but the lives of many people that now I'm changing.
And you just went back home recently?
I just went. After 15 years, this past summer was the first time going back.
Wow. And had it changed much?
The country has become worse in general. So it's bad, and it's becoming even worse. Because the country itself, economically, it's so bad. There are no jobs. Students graduate from school and found themselves going back to live with their parents. And it's a chaotic scene. People don't trust each other. So it has created a sort of chaotic thing in the society. You would see people looting, people burglary or high crime going up as a result of lack of employment, and the country overall, no roads, nothing really. It was really sad. Even though I was overwhelmed by the fact of seeing my family, it was a great joy seeing my mom, my brother and sisters, my cousins, the whole village. But I became sad looking at the conditions in which they live. I just sent a new letter just last week to my subscribers, and sharing this this experience that I had back home, is that you would see children waking up in the morning, not knowing where they're gonna find a meal to eat for the entire day. But when I thought about it, I do not remember any day that I was really hungry in America. And also, I have witnessed 4 people die in the hospital because of the water they drank. So we just open the water here, we drink it, we spill it, we just, we don't even think
We waste
about
it.
those things. And at the same time, I saw this child, she was about 9 years old, on the street with the ball on top of her head. She was selling peanuts because she was responsible for her school tuition, and she was responsible for her school supply. You know, unfortunately, back home in Cameroon, kids are or parents are responsible to pay the fees or everything.
Right.
You know, so it was alarming. It was really sad to see that going. Although I almost forgot because it's been a long time.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it was a very sad experience to to live again. Yeah.
So it makes your story would bring me, who's been in America my whole life, would bring me, you know, back to the ground level, saying I should be grateful to be here because I don't pay for my child's education. She gets a free public education, and we don't have to worry about the water we drink, and we don't have to worry about where our next meal is coming from. So a lot of things here in America, you know, we should be grateful for all that we have.
Yes, indeed. It was the essential idea of my newsletter last week. It was about gratefulness. You know, it's about pausing, look around, and then before we go, because then we will start to appreciate some of the things that we on the normal time don't really consider.
Right.
You know, that are around us that we don't take in consideration. So yes, with that, really it changed my perspective. Even though I'm from Africa, I almost forgot about how it was.
Right.
But going back this time reminded me again where I'm standing in the society. So yes, gratefulness is a big thing. It changes everything.
So were you like a rock star to everybody when you came home? Was everybody like at the airport waiting for you? And
You know, I did not announce it publicly, but for those, because once you go back home, there are people who would like to see you,
Yeah.
but there are also people who don't like to see you or your progress. So you have to be careful, you know, not just to want every village to come to, you know, welcome you at the airport. So I didn't announce that publicly, even though I did not do it, but my family said to some of their friends, and the people were at the airport too. You know, and it's always, coming from America, they all know that this is the country of everything.
Everything.
So they treat people coming here as sort of king. People were touching me to see that I'm real.
Wow.
People were, you know, and behind that admiration and touching, there's an expectation that you've brought something for them. You know, that you brought money, you brought clothes, you brought things for them.
Did you take anything?
Yeah, I took lots of things. Money, of course, you have to. Otherwise, you're going to go create. I mean, it's going to be a sad thing to go and see them the way they live and not be able to help just for that moment, you know? So, yeah, I brought a lot of things with me, and yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
great. Okay, we're going to take a break. Tell me before I do that, where do we find your book?
My book, Rise to Your Best Life, you can find it on Amazon.com. It's a paperback on Amazon, and it's also a Kindle. So you can find it on Amazon, or you can go on my website to elvistognia.com. Elvis, ELVISTOGNIA.com. And then the link would bring you to Amazon.com.
So I lied. I have one more question. Was Elvis your birth name, or is that your American name?
You know, I have that question all the time. And
I've been wondering since I met you.
You know, but the thing is, you know, it's actually my real name. I was born with that name. And don't ask me, there is no connection with Elvis or Prince themselves.
Wow.
So, Elvis, my mom just liked the name. She didn't know Elvis Presley. And Prince, it's a tribal name because my dad was a king of a tribe. So that's why I have the Prince name. So yes, it's the name that I was born with.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
And we are back. I'm here with Elvis. We're also Toastmaster friends. I guess it's all about Toastmasters tonight. And he is an author. This is his first book. It's been out 9 months. And he's also a motivational speaker. He speaks to groups. So how would we be able to find you?
People can find me. I have a website that first people can find me there. Again, my website is elvistognia.com. elvistognia.com.
Yes.
People can find me there and subscribe on my newsletter.
Okay.
And book me through the website. Or people can find me on Facebook, on social media like Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter.
Okay.
And it all bear my name, Elvis Tonya. So yes, people can find me. I have been since I joined Toastmaster, it had transformed my life to put me in the position to be able to be a motivational speaker.
Wow.
Coming from a place where I could not even utter a word in front of people, I thought my transformation, I need to share that idea with other people.
Yes.
Especially when I speak to youth, because I speak Latin in schools, colleges. I try to bring a perspective of somebody coming from elsewhere so that the young people here can understand what they have, really, because every young person elsewhere would give everything to come to America. And of course, America provides all these things.
And I want to interject because that made me think of something. When Oprah built her school in Africa, everyone was like admonishing her because she built the school in Africa. But she said in Africa, the children value education much more. Here, if you tell the child, do you want a book or a pair of Jordans? They'll take the Jordans or the iPad or whatever it is, or tablet or a cell phone. They're not going to take the book and
They're not going
reach
to take
for higher education. So that's why she put the school in Africa. And people were like losing their minds.
Here's the thing. Children don't even have the ability to go to school because they have to pay and there is no money. So you can understand that they would choose any time to have a book or to go to school rather than any other thing, toys or shoes. They would choose education because they know that's the only thing they have.
That's it.
That's the only hope they have.
And that's their ticket out.
And that's the only ticket they have.
And the family sometimes might be counting on the child. We need you to do your best so you can help everybody else.
Because it's the hope, you know. I'm very sure everywhere in the world, parents have big hope for their children.
Yes.
But in Africa, it's even more pronounced because that's the only hope they have. I'm going to tell you, here, for example, you may have hope for your children to succeed, but as an adult, you still have the ability to have your own dreams and goals and pursue it.
Right.
You know, whereas in Africa, people don't have vision. There's no vision, there is no hope. So when there is education for the children, they would. I'm just going to bring a little anecdote that I heard today on NPR. In Uganda, there's this march. Grandparents who are taking care of the grandchildren because the children's parents die as a result of HIV/AIDS. So grandparents were marching simply because they want government to take care educationally of their grandchildren,
Right.
because that's the only thing they have on this earth. It was really sad to hear something like that, really.
Wow.
So there's a big difference, Africa and here. And here there's everything. Schools are free. Libraries, I realize libraries are free. And there you can find anything for whatever subject you want to study,
Right.
you know? So it's amazing. I mean, just an internet, it's everywhere. Kids have internet at their fingertip. They can, it's amazing to see all these resources that,
Yes.
yes, and it just, yeah, that's
It
what I
makes
meant.
you happy and sad at the same time,
yes,
right?
it's yeah, very happy, and the sadness part would not, because I thought I have this opportunity to be here. That's why I need to share the gift of opportunity that I have. You know, I cannot just enjoy it myself.
Right.
That's why I'm a motivational speaker. I want to share, I want to help people see the light that I've seen.
Right.
You know, there's treasure maybe hiding in plain sight. I want to make people see that. It's there around us. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And so that brings me to my next question about a charity that you want to start.
Yes. After going back home this past summer, I thought this is my country. But what is there anything that I can really do to contribute? At the same time, Obama was in Kenya. He made a speech saying that African government leaders should stop in corruption and all those things. I realized something clicked me. Like, this talk has been going on for decades. Big power asking President of Africa not to have a democratic transparency and all the corruption and things like that, but it never changed. I thought maybe instead of beating the leaves, it's good to attack the roots. And the roots are what? The young people who are going through school now. I thought, I'm a motivational speaker. I help people live their best life. I help people succeed, help people become better. So I might just bring that in Africa, starting with Cameroon, my country. I can teach people that because they grow up with the single-mindedness. You know, they are very narrow. It's very limited. Corruption is so rampant. I thought if I bring something and help the kid have better vision of themselves,
Right.
have hope, entrepreneurial skills, all the good stuff in personal development, those are the people tomorrow who are going to become leaders. But once they have all this good stuff in them, they would probably do better job than the one
Right.
in power today. So the movement that I'm trying to do, I haven't named it. I haven't done much about it. I'm still working on different step of creating that.
Yeah.
But it could be revolutionary in Africa in the sense that it could be a movement that can really change
Right.
lives of many millions of
Right.
African children and change the vision. Because Africa is not poor. Africa is actually one of the richest country in natural resources, richest in the world, in fact. But what happens with the problem of Africa is not so much a lack of those resources. It's the mindset, the mentality problem. It's the people who are on top of those things.
Right.
So by helping people, young people, having these great self development, it would impact the overall functioning of the country, because the young today would be the leaders tomorrow.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, there it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Melissa, for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
It was easy. You interviewed yourself.
Well, yes. When I start talking, I never stop.
I should have had the timer thing going on like 2 minutes,
Yeah,
30 seconds.
I wanted to catch up from the moment that I never.
Well, it's good because when we have a lot, like Megan, we had 30 minutes, but we could have probably talked for an hour. And with you, we had 30 minutes, but we could have spoken for an hour.
No.
It's really nice when you have people who can take up that time. We have great things to talk about, who are doing positive things, who are making an impact on people's lives, not just a certain people, but
Yes.
just people.
Yes, yes.
So I'm going to give a few community events really, really quick. And you need to read more often. Read that one. And then I'll read the next one. Go ahead.
Starting from the top.
Well, I'll read and then you'll see how I do it.
Okay.
So this weekend we have on Saturday, September 12th. Actually, it's been going. This weekend is the last weekend at 7 p.m. Street Food Cinema. I love this. And I say I'm going to go every year, and I never go. It's at 1617 Colorado Boulevard in LA. The prices are between $12 and $17. And Street Food Cinema is an outdoor activity that you can do with your family. They have a movie set up, and then they have a band, and then there's food trucks everywhere. So it's a lot of fun. You can reserve a ticket for $17 for an adult, $11 for a child, and you can just go to the official website, Street Food Cinema. It's nightlife, and it's on the Yelp community, so you can find this on Yelp. Okay, go ahead.
There's a Taste of Encino, October 11, 2015 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The category is for kids and family. And the place, it's Ventura Boulevard between Balboa and Amistoy, Los Angeles, California, 91316. And the cost is free. Join the Taste of Encino for a taste of what our local business is all about. Brought to you by Encino Chamber of Commerce. Again, this Sunday, October 11, 2005, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. There will be art and craft vendors, beverage garden, business, non-profit and schools, health, wellness pavilion, home improvement, live entertainment, kids fun zone, and restaurant.
Cool. Okay, and I'm going to do one more. This is going to be for the 6th annual Taste of the Pier and Waterfront. It's in Redondo Beach, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Sunday, October 11th at 12 p.m. and it goes on till 4 p.m. 100 Fisherman's Wharf, Redondo Beach. This is a free event, so they're going to have a lot of great things out there, and it's for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So it's going to be all about the pink and all about supporting those who've had cancer and survived cancer for that day, and then in memory of those who we've lost because of breast cancer. So you want to go out and support all of the great events. Go to Yelp, go to redtricycle.com, and LA Races. If you like to do the 5Ks, or maybe with the kids, you can have them do a little 1K. There's always a lot of fun things going around LA, and we want you to get out there and experience some of those things. And why not give back to someone in your community? We have 2 Ronald McDonald events coming up this weekend. High Tea in Newport Beach. Oh yes, I'm going to be there. And then we have Mac Tonight Saturday night in Century City. I'll be volunteering at both of those events, and I'll be happy to do so. So whenever you go to McDonald's, leave your change in the box. It means a lot. It's a home away from home for children and families that are seriously ill. I thank you for coming into the community. I thank Megan Fox for coming, and I thank Elvis for coming in. We have 2 great authors. They're doing great things, and they're educating us on a lot of things to make ourselves better. We'll see you next week in the community. Have a great week.